it won't fit on the whole camera frame due to how the space is set up, but this is my 1988 Montgomery Ward WCI unit here. It's really dusty. I should probably clean it. It needs a good service. Fan motor in it's starting to lock up. At least it was last year. And then it would just start running perfectly fine. So I don't know what that's all about. This is a 1988 model, like I said. GE fan motor and a Sanyo rotary. This is rated at 10,000 BTU. So I'm going to fire it up, and then I'm going to ease the thermostat down and see if I can get it started up that way. It has these stupid electronic controls, and with this control set, it has a compressor delay. I haven't timed it yet, but I know it has a compressor delay. And I tried firing it up 2 other times before this, and it kept making a fool of me. One time I just powered it on, and what happened was I had it plugged in. I let it sit overnight and then powered it on with the on switch, and it didn't come on. And then I did the same thing. Well, not really. I turned it on, and I went over here and filmed, and I had it set on fan only and then switched it to cool, and it kind of kicked for a little bit, and then I think the switch, because the switches, I think they need some contact cleaner. They're a bit buggy, so that didn't work. And this time what I'm just going to do is I'm going to turn it on. I have it set all the way up to the highest setting. It's 85 degrees Fahrenheit or 29 degrees Celsius. And then I'm just going to move the potentiometer all the way down to 65. Now, I used to have it where the thermocouple was out, kind of hanging over here so it could get a room temperature, but because it was so far away from the coil, it kept icing up, so I just put it back next to the coil in a way. I don't remember exactly how I have this set up, and this door is missing one of its support brackets, so it just kind of is on here pretty loose. I tried to do a good job restoring it, and when I originally restored it, I thought it looked pretty good, but I'll be honest, now that it's getting kind of old, I'm not too fond of how I redid it. It's kind of crappy. Paint's starting to come off in a couple spots on the back. I painted it this chocolate brown, like this, what the smaller ones are, because I like these. I like brown on air conditioners for some reason, but maybe I'll make it tan again. Maybe I'll keep it this brown. I don't know, but it's a good unit when it works. So we'll fire this up, and then I'm going to lower that down and see if the compressor kicks on. Of course, this switch is all buggy. It's for the time delay. Weird. There we go. That's what I like to hear. That was actually kind of loud, but it's been sitting all year. My little WCI with the Sanyo, that one was quiet when it fired up for the first time. I think this unit's actually been sitting longer than that one. Try the medium. This stupid wasp in here. I don't want that wasp in here. I'm gonna go outside and listen to it. Here's it running from afar. Got the ceiling fan on too. It was somewhat warm in here. I had the upper floor unit running, and I decided to kick this one on instead of that one because I want to give that one up there a break. It's been kind of dry recently, so I'm not too worried about that one like freezing up or anything, because this Wards likes to do that. That's once again why I repositioned the thermostat thing on it. So it's flash on here so you can see it. Once I get a fin comb, I think I'll take this back right off and go through this again. This unit was in a abandoned storefront. I got this like 3-4 years ago at this point. I've had this one for a while. It's still one of my favorites because it's just such a rare odd, unusual machine. This was I think some of the first units to have a electronic control set in it. It's already blowing off heat. It's so quiet. Needs to be cleaned again, but wow. It always amazes me with how quiet the compressor in this thing is. The fan on the back of this one's also a lot quieter than the little 5K, so you can't really hear it. Also, the whole unit's in good shape along the bottom because it has a drain hole. Not too bad in there. I also think I'm going to go through and put new insulation on it. Here's where the paint's chipping. It used to be that tan color. And I think the reason why it's just chipping there is right above is the drain hole from the other unit. The 14K GE that does the addict. I have a feeling the sticker would have been a white background with blue text, like some of the other Montgomery Ward stuff I've seen from the same time. There's also a variant of the same exact unit with a membrane touch style control panel with a LCD display on it, I think, or maybe it was a LED 8-segment display, I don't know. And then there was also a variant of that button pad style unit under the Signature 2000 name, which was a label that Montgomery Ward used later on before their death. Apparently in other countries, Montgomery Ward still exists. Someone told me recently, but I don't know how true that is. I don't feel like doing research, so if anyone in the comment box wants to talk about that, yeah. It's so warm. This unit pushes off so much heat. It's starting to build head pressure now. Made in Japan. Symbol of quality. I've also seen variants of this with mechanical controls. I don't think I'm ever a Montgomery Ward one, but I've seen White Westinghouse and Frigidaire variants. And those ones, both of the ones I've seen in person, those have had Matsushita compressors. This is my first unit ever with Sanyo, and partially one of the reasons why I like these compressors so much is they're so smooth, they're so quiet. They're not like some of these other, they're not like any of the other rotary compressors of the time. Like GE, Matsushita, and Toshiba all had really good compressors. Also, Tecumseh over here, they also made one. These ones are pretty good, but like any American-built compressor, it's kind of clunky. But I'd say these are my favorite. These Japanese Sanyo compressors. These are the best. These are the best rotary compressors ever made, in my opinion. Now, I'll keep saying that. They seem to last the longest. They run the smoothest. They're not loud at all, and it's just, you'll get Matsushitas from time to time where they're where they just shake a whole bunch. That could also be a compressor mount issue. Some Matsushitas will kind of rumble, especially the American-made ones for some reason. I don't know why. It seems like the American-made Matsushita compressors seem to be the ones that fail the most, but or have the most issues. I don't know why. Maybe someone can explain that to me. Maybe just how their factory is. We're gonna up the fan speed on this up to high, because I want this place to get somewhat cool. That's already feeling cold. And my temperature probe is still broken, so I can't even get a temp reading on this. They are right about it being quiet. High efficiency, I'm not too sure. It's not very efficient. It's an energy hog, in my opinion. It's not as bad as some of these older units over here. Actually, that Crosley there, that one's barely draws anything, and then there's a little Kenmore down there. That one also is very efficient. But besides that, units of this era, they weren't very efficient. maybe this was more efficient than some of the other companies, some of the other machines that were on the market. But yeah, I think I said this earlier in the video, I've been having issues with the fan motor. There's that stupid wasp again. And it just got blown down on the floor by the ceiling fan. I hope it doesn't sting me later, but thing's running really well, very quiet. But if this ever fails, I have a 10K Samsung GE I'm going to put in here. I got to get that one serviced. I have the process, I just have to put a front grill back on it and clean the filter, but I have a higher unit I'm working on for a friend. And then I should have a Arctic King 5K, a Frigidaire 5K with digitals, and a 6K LG with digitals. I'm going to get all those fixed up and sell them. And hopefully by then I'll get around to working on that big GE. I have a couple more I want to work on. I have this Whirlpool here. I want to get that one done. I want to get the motor fixed to my Fashionette. The motor in this one needs oil, and I want to put some insulation in there. This GM Frigidaire, I kind of want to get rid of it. I might ask some collectors, see if anyone wants it. I want the switch out of it for my Amana, and that will be about it. Super Thrust going to someone else. This one, haven't made a video of this yet, but it needs refrigerant. So once I get refrigerant in this one, I'll make a video of it. But this is probably my holy grail childhood unit right here. It's a 1962 GE low thin line. And then up here is the Fashionette, which this is one of my favorite units. I love the sound of it. It sounds actually a lot like this unit. That's why I like it. But I need to go in there and fix the fixed fan motor. This was the first year of these, you can tell because it has that turquoise color metal guard in there. The later ones I think were plastic or some other material. I still have the filter frame in here. I need to get a filter for it. Yeah, all of these. That's a big, I think it's a 20,000? I don't even know. What size are you? 14,000. No, 43,000 BTU Samsung. R22. We got an amp reading. or watts amps. 12 amps. 1,330 watts. This might work for the upstairs, it might. This was a unit I wanted to install. It needs a bit of help though. I'm looking for another front grill for this one because over there it was melted by a kerosene heater. Probably works just fine. Is there a year on this? I'm not sure when this was made. I'm gonna guess late 2000s. It's probably right there in front of me, but I can't see it for the life of me. Last of the good units ever made. But yes, there were still some good ones after the WCIs. Those and some of the Whirlpools are pretty good. Actually, might as well show you that 10K GE I'm talking about too. Oh man, it just got dark. Yeah, both of my lights out here are not working. It'll be a while before I get them working. Here's that GE. Has the wraparound coil, slide out chassis. It's I think it's the medium chassis style, so it's a really small unit. This is probably, I'm gonna get this one fixed up as my backup unit, so if the unit on the second floor fails, or, that's a self-tapper there, that's not safe. But if the unit in the upper floor fails, or Montgomery Ward fails, this is what I'm gonna shove in there. This is a 2007 model. Late 2007, so it would have been sold in 2008. 10,000 BTU. Has its stupid plastic bracket on the top. I hate that. Parson XJ01 or YJ01 or 10 or something. He has one of these that's a bit bigger from the early 2000s. Think a profile model, and it's just a plastic piece on the top broke. I recommend getting a piece of like really thick angle iron or a piece of unistrut and bolt it to the top. That's what I'm going to be doing with that big one in there, because that's all, I think if I remember right, that one's all kerfuckled. Yeah, and then the humidifier is that Frigidaire one. I want to get that working, but it has a really obscure fan motor in it. Yeah, not sure what the next project is. I want to get all those modern units out of the way first, and then probably that GE. That modern GE Samsung thing. But yeah, Oh man, we're not. It's ice cold now. Great unit. Great unit. I love WCI products, and I love those good old Sanyo compressors. Montgomery Ward refrigerator. This badge has a lot of patina, but I still think it looks pretty cool. Thank you very much for watching, and keep it cool.